Hello guys, today we have a review of the GoPro 9 from 2020 right now in 2022. So let's see whether this camera is still worth to buy, and the price of this right now. I got it on a used second-hand camera for just $200. So the price is really amazing right now for this camera, and when it was just released the price was more than $400. So let's see whether it's worth to buy. GoPro 9 in 2022. So let's see. That's how I buy it. I have this GoPro case, hard case. It's quite handy to carry, but inside not much things here. So basically what I've got with the camera for $200. I've got a cable, original GoPro cable, where it's written GoPro. I don't know if you can see it or no. Let me put it closer. Alright, so basically it's GoPro cable, and this one I ordered on AliExpress is tempered glass for all the lens and for both screens, which I ordered separately. This thing, the handler, I ordered also separately. This one is original GoPro without the mount here in the middle. It's just a regular GoPro mount, and now on my camera it's installed a GoPro mount including this additional mount. Also I've got a CD card, 128 gigabytes, and all these documents from GoPro, even including the 3 stickers and a guide how to mount it on helmet. Unfortunately I didn't get the helmet mount with the GoPro, but still I don't really use it, so for me it's perfectly fine. I've got this questionnaire and subscribe to GoPro. Basically that's it. And this handy box. Alright, here I've got my GoPro. I'll put it out of this bag. Here I ordered on AliExpress this case. Let me put it off for now. This case with a handy mount. So basically let's put this thing off. It's quite simple, made of silicone, but covered quite well. Entire camera including the lens. So this format of lens cover. Alright, here it is. It's a camera itself. So I've got some minor scratches here on the screen, but it's not influence the usage of the camera. So let's have a look. Basically this mount, as I told before, with this 3 and 4 mount, also standard GoPro mount like this. It's waterproof, still waterproof even without original mount. Also, we've got first screen, touch screen. That is quite handy to use comparing to Sony cameras. You have a video indicator. Here you have a microphone, hidden microphone for when you dive with this and go under the water. So the water come out of here. You have one button of mode. Here indication that it is GoPro 9 Black. On the top you've got one button and microphone. This recording button. From the right side you've got battery here, charging port Type-C, and SD card that you can insert it here. So I've got it with original battery, of course, and this one let's close, quite hard to close. And from front we've got microphone, we've got GoPro sign, we've got indicator of video, we've got basically the lens. This also can be unmount. I never tried it and will not try it now, but you can. And the screen. So that's it. Let's turn it on and let's see. Alright. Okay, we see camera is on. So let's see what we've got here. So we've got the standard settings. I have right now here 256 gigabytes SD card, which can record up to 10 hours. And let's go briefly through the settings. So this one is voice control. No, I don't need it. You have beeps on off. You've got quick capture. Means when you click this button when the camera starts recording, you can screen lock, not to touch the sensor screen. Also, you've got this grid on. You have front screen options. Basically, you have 3 options available. You can see your screen with all these indicators. You can disable it fully if you don't need it. You can show your status only, so showing recording, no, and what the battery status, etc. Or you can have full screen video recording. So I prefer actual screen, just copying the original screen. Alright, let's move on. This bottom orientation lock, if you don't want to record, for example, in this format, in a vertical format, you can disable this option. Okay, let's move on. Connections. So we have wireless connection, connect device, USB connection, GoPro Connect, camera info, Wi-Fi band, so you can select 5 GHz and 2.4 GHz and reset the connection. Basically that's it. And preferences, so general beep volume, quick capture, default present, auto power off, LED on, so you have LED on, LED off, and front on, front off only, anti-flicker mode, video compression, so basically I use this one to maximize compatibility with older devices. Also you can select the new one. This one will reduce file size, be sure that, okay, so let's reduce file size. Have timing here and date and format, basically that's it. Okay, let's move back. Voice control, you can enable it, you can choose a language, so available in Swedish, Spanish, Russian, Portuguese, Korean, Japanese, Italian, German, French, and of course English and Chinese mainland. Commands, so that's the commands. I don't know why they are in Chinese, but yeah, here are the commands. Because I choose a language. Alright, let's choose English, US, and you have commands in English, GoPro capture, stop capture, so quite many commands. Alright, let's move back. Also we've got display options, orientation, screensaver, brightness, that's it for display settings, regional settings, GPS, language, modes, max lens mode if you connect your additional lenses, and media mode if you connect the media mode, and about. GoPro updates, you can update your camera using the GoPro app. Also you've got regional modes, so basically nothing special here as well. Alright, let's see what kind of recording this camera can make right now. Screen is okay, so it's a bit laggy but works still fine. So you have the speed, slow-mo 240 fps, 4x slow-mo 120, 2x slow-mo 60 fps, and regular one, and yeah, 24 and 30. Alright, let's set the settings to 30. You can select your angle, wide, super view, 16mm wide. Alright, not that convenient. 1634, linear, linear plus horizontal leveling, so basically it will stick horizontally when you move the camera, and narrow, so let's select super view, that's the maximum length. Here you have stabilization, so of course it's also decreased angle a bit, but let's turn it on. From the settings itself, so you can select here what you want, you can add your setting as you need. So let's start from standard one. So we've got, you can select FPS, you can select the quality up to 5K actually, 5K with 30 and 24, 4K 60, 180 up to 240 FPS, that is quite nice actually, and some other resolutions if you need them. Lens, super view as I selected, hyper smooth stabilization. So you have boost mode, you have on, crop lens, turn to high when available, and recording without video stabilization. So maximum video stabilization, we start cropping, it's boost. Schedule capture, so you can schedule it on time. Duration limit, you want to set, you can set up to 3 hours, up to you. Hand side, capture video with hand side off. Your video will start when the shutter button is pressed. Start video with 15 seconds of footage captured by your camera, and start video 30 seconds. So let's set off timer and zoom. Also, you've got bitrate. You can select high, either high bitrate up to 100 megabits per second for optimal image quality. So it's basically available only for resolution 2.7K and up. Shutter auto. So on some additional settings, ISO minimum, ISO maximum, sharpness I put to high, colors GoPro or flat, so like GoPro, raw audio, wind. So that's actually quite nice option. Record stereo with no wind cancellation, over filter out excessive wind noise. All audio will be recorded as non-stereo, and automatic filter out excessive wind noise. Audio will switch between stereo and non-stereo. So basically that's the most optimal option. Then you've got shortcuts, slow-mo, you can select shutter and some others. So let's set slow-mo. Lower left, lens, zoom, and upper right hyper smooth stabilization. So you can select up to you, and restore. So basically you have similar modes. Here is slow-mo mode, for example. Here is 4K cinematic mode. What's this option? Okay, it's lens. So basically you can add mode up to your preferences, create from scratches, slow-mo, looping, video. So let's try to create one, and then you add the settings, and that's it, basically very simple. Let's move back to standard. 30 FPS, super view. Also I've got here some additional one, like slow-mo, like time-lapse, so you can switch between the mode. Photo. For photo itself you also have some settings, quite many actually, wide, narrow, so similar to video but with some additional settings, let's say. Okay, I will not focus on them. And mode number 3, time-lapse, it's additional mode. So basically you can make photo, you can record time-lapse, you can record regular video, you can record slow-mo, you can record in cinematic mode. Quite many options available for this camera. And basically from overview of the camera, that's it. And right now I will make some night side captures. So let's unlock this one. I want to make some let's say time-lapse to try, some photo at night, and some other video, just regular video, let's say, to record and test how it works. Basically from camera reviews, that's it. I use this camera for around 1 month and I really like it comparing to my old Sony a6300. I like this camera much more. For some additional settings, for some additional functions, for those 2 screens available. Basically this camera is still worth to buy, especially for this price. So Sony camera S300 or X3000 cost approximately the same amount. They have some advantages, but comparing to GoPro 9 it's really outdated cameras. Basically that's it. I will upload some night side view to you right now. You will see it after I finish talking about this camera actually. So photos, time-lapse and video. Thank you again for watching and see you next time. Basically now it's really dark outside, it's only cars can be visible, no light on the streets, and some light wind is here, so you can test and hear the microphone how it works when it's quite noisy and with some minor wind.